everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. Today, we're going to be talking about making powerful life decisions.
Oh, decisions.
And we're going to be pulling some insights from making powerful life decisions.
Okay.
You know, it's funny because we make like 35,000 decisions every day.
It's a lot.
It's a lot, right?
Yeah.
So we want to make sure we're making the right ones.
Definitely.
So let's dive right in.
All right.
This source talks about 5 key strategies for powerful decision making.
Okay.
The first one is the power of self-awareness.
Self-awareness.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about that much?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I mean, it's kind of the foundation of every good decision, isn't it?
Right.
It's like having a compass pointing you towards the life you want.
Yeah, it's so true.
You can't really get to where you're going if you don't know where you are now.
It's true. And this source suggests writing down your top 3 core values.
Ooh, that's a good one.
It's a good exercise. I actually did it myself.
Did you really?
Yeah, it's pretty eye-opening.
I have to try that.
Yeah, and then once you have those values, you can kind of use them as a filter for your decisions.
Like a gut check almost.
Yeah, exactly, but based on something a little deeper.
I like it.
Okay, so self-awareness is key, but what's next?
Well, think about this.
Okay.
How many times have you made a decision based on what felt good in the moment?
All the time.
Even if you knew deep down it wasn't the best choice for the long haul.
Yeah, like that extra piece of cake.
Exactly.
Ooh.
Or hitting snooze one too many times.
Oh, yeah, I'm so guilty of that.
It's that instant gratification trap.
Right.
But the second strategy is all about thinking long-term,
Long term.
not just short-term.
Okay. I can see where this is going.
So instead of asking yourself, what's going to make me happy right now?
Right.
What if you asked, what will I be grateful for 5 years from now?
5 years from now, that's interesting.
Yeah, the source calls it the 5 years from now visualization.
Okay. I like that. So how does that work?
Well, basically, you close your eyes
Uh-huh.
and you imagine yourself 5 years in the future.
Yeah.
What does your ideal life look like?
Yeah.
What have you achieved? Who are you with? Really paint a picture in your mind.
Okay. Got it.
And then think about the decision you're facing.
Uh-huh.
Which choice is more likely to get you to that vision?
That's pretty powerful.
It is right.
Yeah, I like that.
It's like you're reverse engineering your dream life,
Yeah.
starting with the end in mind.
It puts things into perspective.
For sure.
Okay, so we've got self-awareness, we've got long-term thinking. What's next?
The third strategy is kind of counterintuitive.
Oh, really?
Trust your intuition, but verify with logic.
Ooh, interesting. So like my gut feeling versus my rational mind.
You got it.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I've definitely been there.
We all have, right?
Yeah. So how do we strike that balance?
Well, think of it this way.
Okay.
Your intuition is like the driver.
Hmm.
It gives you that initial impulse or direction.
Okay.
It's that spark of insight. But logic,
Uh-huh.
logic acts as your GPS, making sure you're actually heading towards your destination.
So it's not one versus the other.
Right.
They work together.
Exactly. It's about respecting your intuition, but also giving it a reality check.
Like a gut check with a map.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense.
So you ask yourself, does this gut feeling align with my goals?
Right.
Does it make sense logically? Are there any risks I haven't considered?
So it's like having a conversation between your heart and your mind.
Exactly. And sometimes your intuition will be spot on,
Uh-huh.
but sometimes logic might highlight some blind spots.
So it's about being open to both perspectives.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've got self-awareness, long-term thinking, and intuition balanced with logic. What
Right.
else is there?
Well, sometimes even after all that, we still feel stuck.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
That's when it's time to reach out for guidance.
Seek advice, right?
Well, the source makes an interesting distinction.
Oh.
It's about seeking wisdom, not just advice.
Wisdom.
Yeah. What do you think is the difference?
Well, I guess advice is kind of everywhere.
It is, right?
Everyone's got an opinion,
Exactly.
but wisdom that feels different.
It does.
Like it's deeper somehow.
Yeah, it comes from experience from people who've actually walked the path.
Ooh, I see.
It's like the difference between asking your friend for a restaurant recommendation
Okay.
versus learning to cook from a master chef.
Yeah.
Both can be helpful,
True.
but one offers a level of expertise that goes beyond surface level suggestions.
And that's where mentors come in, right?
Exactly. People who've been there, done that,
Yeah.
and can offer guidance based on their own journeys.
But finding the right mentor can be tough.
It can, but it doesn't have to be a formal thing.
Oh, really?
No, think about people you admire.
Okay.
Could be someone you know personally, or even a historical figure.
Oh, wow.
What can you learn from their experiences?
That's a good point.
What wisdom can you glean from their choices?
So it's like tapping into this well of collective wisdom
Exactly.
that has been accumulated over generations.
And it doesn't have to be just one person.
Right.
You can seek wisdom from multiple sources.
Like building your own personal board of advisors. I love that. And it all starts with humility, right?
Absolutely.
Admitting that we don't have all the answers
Yeah.
and being open to learning from others.
It's a beautiful thing.
Okay, so we've got self-awareness, long-term thinking, balancing intuition and logic and seeking wisdom.
That's what's the final piece?
Yeah, what's the last strategy?
This one is all about action and embracing mistakes.
Oh, mistakes.
Yep.
I don't like making those,
No one does.
but I guess they're inevitable.
They are.
So how do we deal with them?
Well, the source reminds us that the worst decision is often no decision at all.
Really?
Inaction keeps us stuck.
Okay.
But taking action, even if it leads to a mistake, propels us forward.
But mistakes can be scary.
I know.
That's why so many of us hesitate to make decisions.
Right? We're afraid of making the wrong choice.
Exactly.
But what if we reframe that?
What do you mean?
What if instead of viewing mistakes as failures,
Huh?
we saw them as valuable learning opportunities?
Okay, I can see that.
Think about it. Every decision, regardless of the outcome, gives us data.
Data.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feedback that helps us make better decisions in the future.
You win or you learn.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the source connects this to the idea of a growth mindset.
Growth mindset. Okay.
The more decisions we make, the more we learn, the better we become at navigating life.
So it's a process of continuous improvement.
It is.
Okay, so rather than fearing mistakes, we should embrace them
Yes.
as part of the learning process.
Exactly.
That's actually a really empowering way to look at it.
It is, right.
So we've covered the 5 key strategies from making powerful life decisions.
We have.
But before we wrap up this part of our deep dive,
Yeah.
there's one more thing I want to touch on.
Oh, okay. What's that?
We've been focusing a lot on the logical side of decision making.
Right.
But what about the emotional piece?
Emotions. Oh, yeah.
They play a big role too, don't they?
They do.
Our feelings can really influence our choices.
Absolutely.
Even override our logic sometimes.
It happens to the best of us.
So how do we navigate that?
Well, one surprisingly effective technique is simply acknowledging your emotions.
Acknowledging them.
Yeah, instead of trying to ignore them,
Okay.
take a moment to identify what you're feeling.
Huh?
Are you anxious, overwhelmed, excited?
So just naming it.
Exactly.
Okay, and why does that work?
Because putting a label on that emotion can actually take some of its power away.
Oh, interesting.
It's like shining a light on those hidden forces.
Uh-huh.
Once we see them clearly, they don't seem as scary or controlling.
So it's about awareness.
Yes, awareness is key.
Okay, so we're not denying our emotions.
Right.
But we're becoming aware of them.
Exactly.
And understanding how they might be influencing us.
And if you find yourself in a particularly heightened emotional state,
Oh.
it can be wise to take a step back.
Like a timeout.
Yeah, give yourself permission to process those emotions.
How do you do that?
Could be through journaling, talking to a friend, or doing something that helps you feel grounded.
So then when you approach the decision again,
You'll be in a calmer, more centered place.
that makes a lot of sense.
It's like giving your heart and mind a chance to catch up.
Before you make that leap.
Exactly.
Speaking of which, I was really intrigued by the source's emphasis on seeking wisdom from others,
Seeking wisdom.
but finding those wise mentors.
I know, it's not always easy.
No, not always easy.
But it starts with getting clear on what you need guidance about.
Oh, okay.
What specific challenges are you facing? What goals are you trying to achieve?
So getting specific about your needs first.
Exactly.
Okay. And then what?
Well, then you can start looking for people who have successfully navigated similar terrain.
So looking for people who have been there.
Exactly.
Okay, so how do we find those people?
Well, it doesn't have to be formal or intimidating.
Okay.
Think about your own network.
Okay.
Are there people you know who have overcome challenges similar to yours?
Right.
Or maybe they possess qualities or skills that you admire.
Oh, okay.
Those are great starting points.
And what if those people aren't in our immediate circle?
Well, there are always books, podcasts,
Yeah.
documentaries, online resources.
Ah, like a virtual mentorship team.
Exactly.
I like that.
Don't underestimate the power of learning from those who've come before us.
Even if we can't interact with them directly.
Right.
Okay, that's a good point.
And the beauty of seeking wisdom from diverse sources
Uh-huh.
is that it exposes us to different perspectives.
Different perspectives.
It helps us challenge our own assumptions, broaden our understanding.
and ultimately make more informed decisions.
Exactly.
So if we try to synthesize everything we've discussed so far,
yeah.
it seems like the key to making powerful life decisions
Okay.
lies in cultivating a balance
Trellis.
of self-awareness, long-term thinking,
Right.
intuitive wisdom, logical analysis,
Yeah.
and the willingness to learn from others.
Beautifully put.
And of course, embracing those mistakes along the way.
Oh, yeah.
Because none of us are perfect.
No, we're not.
We're all going to stumble at some point.
We are. But the real measure of our growth
Yeah.
isn't the absence of mistakes,
Okay.
but rather how we respond to them.
How we respond to them.
Do we let them define us, or do we see them as opportunities for growth?
I love that reframing.
It's a powerful shift.
Instead of fearing failure,
Yeah.
we should embrace it as part of the journey.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm feeling inspired.
Me too.
So we've been given this amazing toolkit for navigating life's decisions,
We have.
but it's up to us to actually use it.
That's right.
And that brings us to another crucial point,
Oh?
that making powerful life decisions highlights
Okay, what's that?
the importance of taking action.
Taking action.
We can spend all day analyzing, strategizing, seeking wisdom,
Right.
but without action, it's all just mental gymnastics.
It is.
It's like having a map but never actually going on the journey.
So true.
The source reminds us
Yeah.
that the worst decision is often no decision at all.
Powerful statement.
Analysis paralysis can be a real trap,
Ex-
keeping us stuck in indecision and inaction.
And that inaction can have ripple effects.
Ripple effects. How so?
It holds us back not only in that specific area,
Mm-hmm.
but also in other areas of our lives.
Oh, wow.
It's like a domino effect.
One unmade decision leads to a cascade of missed opportunities.
Exactly.
I never thought about it that way.
It's important to consider.
Yeah.
When we avoid making decisions, we often end up feeling stuck, frustrated.
Powerless.
Powerless, that's a good word for it.
But when we embrace the power of action,
Mm-hmm.
even if it means making a few mistakes,
Yeah.
we reclaim our agency and start moving forward.
So it's about taking control.
Yes, taking control of our lives and shaping our own destiny.
I like that.
It's empowering.
It is. So the question is,
What are you waiting for?
what decision have you been putting off?
What fear or uncertainty is holding you back?
It's time to take a deep breath
Embrace the possibility of learning.
and take that first step.
Every decision, big or small,
Mm-hmm.
is a chance to shape your future. Choose wisely
Act boldly.
and never stop learning.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Okay, so it seems like we've explored the core strategies from making powerful life decisions,
We have.
along with some key insights that extend beyond the source material.
We good.
But before we wrap up our deep dive,
Yeah.
I think there's one more crucial element to consider.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm all ears.
Okay. We've talked a lot about, making powerful decisions for ourselves.
Right.
But what about the impact our choices have on others?
Oh, the ripple effects.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so important to consider.
It is.
It's easy to get caught up in our own individual decision making.
Right.
But the truth is, we're all interconnected.
We are.
Our choices,
Yeah.
even the small ones, they have consequences.
They do.
And those consequences extend beyond just ourselves.
It's like that butterfly effect thing, right?
Exactly.
One tiny action can set off a chain reaction.
And impact countless others.
So when we're making those big life decisions,
Yeah.
it's not just about our future self.
Right.
It's about the people around us, too.
Our families, our friends, our communities.
The world, even.
Exactly.
So maybe we need to expand that 5 years from now visualization.
Ooh, I like that.
Instead of just picturing our own ideal future,
Yeah.
what if we also imagined the positive impact our choices could have on others?
That's powerful.
It is, right?
It's about recognizing that we have the power to create positive change,
Not just for ourselves.
but for everyone.
Our decisions can be a force for good in the world.
If we're mindful of those ripple effects.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into making powerful life decisions,
Yeah.
let's remember that each choice we make is an opportunity
An
to
opportunity.
shape not only our own lives,
Uh-huh.
but also the world around us.
Absolutely.
And by embracing those principles we talked about,
You mean self-awareness.
self-awareness,
Yep. Long-term thinking
long-term thinking, intuition, logic, action.
and considering others,
Right.
we become architects of our own destinies.
And maybe even architects of a better future for everyone.
I love that.
I hope this deep dive has given you some valuable tools and insights
Me too.
to navigate life's big decision.
With confidence and purpose.
Remember this decision-making thing?
Yeah,
It's an ongoing journey.
it is.
There will be challenges, there will be triumphs
But ultimately, it's the choices we make.
that shape the tapestry of our lives.
Beautifully said.
So embrace the process.
Learn from those mistakes
Never underestimate the power you hold,
to create the life you truly desire.
and to leave the world a little brighter than you found it.
Until next time,
Keep diving deep. Keep learning.
and keep making those powerful life decisions.
Yeah,
It really is kind of like the missing piece of the puzzle.
it is. And it's something we all have to grapple with, right?
Yeah, no one is immune to the ripple effects of their choices.
It's true. So as we wrap up this deep dive into making powerful life decisions,
Yeah,
I think it's important to remember that we're not just making choices for ourselves.
right.
We're making choices that impact the world around us.
We are, and that's a huge responsibility.
It is, but it's also incredibly empowering
It is.
because it means that we have the ability to make a difference.
To leave a positive mark on the world.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
let's go out there and make those powerful decisions.
With intention, with purpose, and with a heart full of compassion.
That's it for this deep dive. Thanks for joining us.
It's been a pleasure.
And until next time, keep diving deep, keep learning, and keep making those choices that matter.
See you next time.